Hey there, in our last reel, we discussed supination adduction and pronation abduction injuries in Lauge Hansen Classification system. Today, we will discuss supination external rotation and pronation external rotation injuries. First of all, keep in mind that external rotation injuries are nothing but a series of misfortunate events caused by external rotation force on a supinated or a pronated foot. As the force increases, the injury progresses in a circular manner around the ankle. Both supination external rotation and pronation external rotation have 4 stages and 4 elements. The 4 elements are the medial malleolus, the anterior inferior tibiofibular ligament, the fibula, and the posterior inferior tibiofibular ligament. The difference between SER and PER is the starting point of the injury. The starting point in SER is the anterior inferior tibiofibular ligament, while the starting point of PER is the medial malleolus. Now let's lay down some basics to those 4 elements. In medial malleolus, the injury might be an avulsion fracture or a deltoid ligamentous injury. In anterior inferior tibiofibular element, it can be a pure ligamentous injury or an avulsion fracture from its origin on the tibia, which is called the chapeau fracture, or a avulsion fracture from its insertion on the fibula, which is called the Wagstaff fracture. In the fibular element, the injury will cause a fracture. The fracture can be oblique or spiral at SER injury, or it can be a high fibular fracture in PER injury. In posterior inferior tibiofibular ligament, it can be ruptured or it can be avulsed from the posterior malleolus, which is called the Boltzmann's fracture. In SER injuries, the anterior inferior tibiofibular ligament is the starting point, which is stage 1. As the force continues, next in line will be the fibula. Fibular fracture in this pattern can be an oblique or a spiral fracture. That's stage 2. Stage 3 including the posterior inferior tibiofibular ligament. And finally, stage 4 is the medial malleolus. Moving on to the PER injuries, the starting point will be the medial malleolus in stage 1. Then, in stage 2, the anterior inferior tibiofibular ligament is affected. In stage 3, the fibula will suffer from a high fracture. And finally, in stage 4, the posterior inferior tibiofibular ligament is injured. That's it for today, and as always, thanks for watching. Till next time.